values and stuff, and that's the energy, and that's the purpose, and the goals with what I'm working towards it for. But I don't know, you know what I mean? I just think like I just see it as like like for me, I should make a song about this, but like if I wanted to work with uh, Devin Baldwin on a song, or even Halsey on a song, where is it where G-Eazy is uh, in this thing in sort of a weird way where he might be cutting off opportunities for the human potential for other artists to collaborate with these other singers because he's almost like territorial or whatever. And maybe I am misjudging that and shit, and maybe there's nothing to do with it, but I almost felt like when that Machine Gun Kelly G-Eazy feud thing was going down and is going down here and back and forth, I almost felt like at first it was aimed at me instead of Machine Gun Kelly, because I didn't even know about the Machine Gun Kelly thing. The Eminem thing's coming out. I'm like, I almost was catching the energy and the vibe that this was directed at me, not Machine Gun Kelly. And and I guess I'm a nobody, you know, uh, even more so than Machine Gun Kelly. But I just don't. Even the Eminem thing, I feel like and Eminem had some great songs, and I think, but to go after, you going after someone for having interest in your daughter, it's like, at what point are you doing the same sort of thing where you're acting territorial and cutting off opportunities potentially for your daughter your daughter should be able to handle that fine, you know what I mean? And I think that's the same thing with G-Eazy. Like, Devin Baldwin should be able to handle it fine. She should be able to make her own decisions about who she wants to work with and shit. And, Eminem's daughter, she should probably be able to, handle it fine. Uh, if Machine Gun Kelly or someone like that wants to show interest in them, maybe they're flattered by it, maybe they can just ignore it, etc. But I think for like the G-Eazy or the Eminem to try to intrude and sort of try to act territorial and micromanage these experiences for other people, it's almost like they're overly being possessive of these women. Overly possessive of the women and the relationships that the women should be empowered to have control over in their own lives and in their own professional careers. And that's Eminem's daughter, and that's Devin Baldwin I'm talking about. So I think hip hop right now, and there's almost this glorification and this hero worship around Eminem and G-Eazy, and and I think if you want to under the magnifying glass look at that conflict and that back and forth, and I think if I was like a mediation person or something, which I'm not, but as someone who understands, like I caught the vibe and the energy against me, when I'm trying to potentially work with Devin, I feel like these male rock star, whatever they are, very public figures like G-Eazy and Eminem are almost acting out, in the public eye, and they're overly territorial in controlling these relationships with these women in a way that I think is self-limiting for them, because if they were confident and they were like really on the top of the game and not threatened, then they wouldn't be doing that, I don't think. And I think that's what I'm catching at, like with Devin. I mean, like she wants to, she can ignore me, or Chandler Layton, or the singer X, Y, or Z, or like a singer like Halsey, or even Lord, from New Zealand or whatever. Those type of pop singers, they can totally, they're 100% positioned to ignore or to choose to try to collaborate, but that's their decision. You know what I mean? I think that's what we're getting at, is like, if this is like, but in some instances, it's really not. It's the business aspect of it, like they're the same management, same label. Maybe it's not their decision, but I think. And I'm not the expert on it all. I just thought it was sort of an interesting little thing. Someone who is in the midst of trying to work with G-Eazy's ex, and I don't even know, it's like, and that's the other thing with G-Eazy, is he's like traveling around so much. There's so much women. Halsey, off of Halsey, Devin, going back to Devin. I don't know if I would be, as a singer is one thing, but as a relationship person, I don't think I would be trying to fuck with someone who. I don't think I would be trying to fuck with someone who's in a relationship back and forth or whatever with G-Eazy. Like, I mean, I just think the potential for STDs and stuff, if you're, traveling around and being like that, I would, I think that's with a lot of the stars in the community. And I've traveled around a ton, so I know that shit's real, and I know to avoid it. And I know all the good values from the church and good values from relationships that are more balanced, more local, more community based, and that's why I see a lot of the country music people, or even like Macklemore. It's got a wife, and there's more structure and stability. And especially if you're young and you've traveled, you've been to tons of strip clubs, and you know what it is. There's a point and there's a limit to what money can buy in terms of relationships, and have someone who really wants you, wants to be with you, not just for business opportunities, not just for sex and for physical connection, but for mental and spiritual alignment and that kind of thing. And that's kind of how I view my art and my collaborations too, and the purpose and the larger purpose and efforts towards what we're trying to accomplish with all of the national parks and revolutionizing fitness and reprogramming and balancing all those things. So as an artist, when I approach these things, I sort of shake my head and I see the back and forth, and it'd be easy to kind of get swept up in those things. But I really feel like that those figures of G-Eazy and Eminem are overly possessive towards those women, and in this day and age, those women are positioned to be able to, and should be positioned to be able to, uh, make their own decisions and manage their own careers and personal lives, especially in light of the fact that, you know what I mean. I think that was my that is and was my take on this stuff.